Everyone says I look very much like a doll. I don't mind, I've loved dolls since childhood. Eyebrows, lips, eyelashes, hair, all artificial. The more changes I make to my appearance, the more I like myself. I work as a model. Camera flashes, fashion shows, expensive clothes. All these have surrounded me all my conscious life. But despite all this beauty and glamour, it's hard for me to build relationships with people. So I've lived alone for many years. Well, almost alone. I want to share with you a story that happened to me in my childhood. My mother divorced my father, and we moved to live in a house located on the outskirts of a small town. The house was quite old, and the former owners were asking very little for it. We started living in our new house. I went to school, but I had no friends. One day, my mom and I found a large old chest in the attic. We opened it and discovered a huge collection of dolls inside. They were very beautiful, in different dresses, with straight or curly hair, and with expressive big glass eyes. I was beside myself with happiness. From that moment on, I never parted with these dolls. They were always with me. I took them with me on walks, placed them on empty chairs at the table when Mom and I were having dinner, gave them names, and dressed them in beautiful outfits. I even slept with them in the same bed. When I woke up in the morning, they were always lying next to me. I thought that after I fell asleep, my mom carefully put them in bed with me. One day, I asked my mom about it, but she said she never did that. And she added that I was spending too much time with my dolls. She said I needed to play less and study more, go outside and interact with my peers. That evening, my mom helped me clean up and placed all the dolls in the corner of the room so they wouldn't be in the way, and then she put me to bed. In the morning, she came to wake me up and saw all the dolls in my bed again. She was very angry with me. I tried to explain that it wasn't me, but she didn't listen. Mom promised to take all the dolls back to the chest in the attic. And so she did. That night, I woke up to strange sounds from above. It sounded like someone was knocking on something wooden. Hollow sounds came every few seconds, then there was one powerful thud, and everything went quiet. After that, I fell asleep. I dreamed of the quiet patter of many small feet walking on the wooden floor, and I dreamed that the dolls were sleeping with me in bed again. It was very warm and pleasant to have such dreams. In the morning, I woke up again with the dolls in my bed. My mother stood in the doorway, looking at me. Her face was terribly pale, and there was horror in her eyes. She quickly came to me, wrapped all the dolls in a blanket, and dragged them outside. I ran after her, screaming and crying, begging her not to hurt them. Mom opened a canister of gasoline, doused the dolls wrapped in the blanket, and threw a lit match. The dolls went up in flames like dry hay. I had a hysterical fit. My mother held me with all her strength as I tried to break free. I wanted to put out the fire and save the dolls. A few minutes later, it was all over. The dolls were reduced to black ashes, and a thin stream of acrid smoke rose up. I never spoke to my mother again. I could never forgive her to this day. Several years passed, and one day I came home from school to find our house had burned down. The firefighters said they couldn't save my mother. For some reason, it hardly elicited any emotion from me. My relatives took me to live with them in another city. There, I finished school and now work as a model. And you know what? Now I can have as many dolls as I want.